Greetings, this is Ambassador EHANi. In this video, I will explain how we may use a very simple technique in order to contact, summon, and visually see the energy of the extraterrestrial crafts and interdimensional beings. So, as a bit of a backbone behind this technique, it's very important to understand that this topic is very, very vast. Many people are miseducated and they have a lot of baggage they've picked up on the planet about extraterrestrials and about how to contact extraterrestrials, and there's a lot of fear, distortion. On this topic, there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. And it's very important that we understand that the reality of extraterrestrials goes beyond simply the archetype of a silver shining disk in the sky, gray aliens, reptilian aliens just abducting people, etc., etc. The reality is 99% of all the extraterrestrials that are observing Earth and interacting with Earth are interdimensional beings that operate on very high levels of awareness. They're all teachers, they're all healers, they're all technologically advanced beyond the level of any physicality. They exist on frequency levels where it's comparable to realms of light, heavenly realms, levels of consciousness where everything is a shimmering plasma. And because they operate on that very high frequency, most people operating on a third dimensional frequency do not really perceive them. And that's the thing, is that most people think, oh, when are they going to land? When are they going to show up? Etc., etc. The fact is that they're always here. The only thing you need to do, or the people need to do, or the masses of Earth need to do, is to attune the physical body, which is essentially a biological antenna, a biological receiver. You need to attune your physical body to be able to raise in frequency and perceive these other dimensions. But this technique that I'm going to talk about doesn't require you to go and do meditation or activate your pineal gland or do anything really. Anyone can learn this. This is a very simple technique. But I was just sharing a bit of information about the fact that the extraterrestrials that are going to contact many people in this realm of transformation, they are higher dimensional beings that exist on levels of awareness where everything is unified, everything is telepathic, everything is very sophisticated in a sense. So drop your ideas of every extraterrestrial being a gray alien in a silver metallic disc. So this technique, which I will now explain, is going to require just a few things. The first thing, which is a very, very important aspect within the topic of contacting other dimensions and higher extraterrestrial civilizations, is your thoughts. Now, your thoughts radiate out and ripple into the unified field. And if you have thoughts that are fearful or negative or anything that is kind of on a lower vibratory frequency, like if you're thinking very violent thoughts, very survival-based thoughts, very, lower frequency thoughts, you're actually connecting with very third-dimensional survival-based energies. But if you're thinking in your mind about love, about healing, about openness, about knowledge, about receiving that which is good and that which serves your higher self and everyone around you, if you think those thoughts, what's happening is that the existence, some people call it the source or God or the unified field, the existence is attuning to what you're thinking about, and over time or even instantaneously it will match you with a certain situation which your thoughts are manifesting into your external field of vision. So what happens in your mind is simply this internal vision, and then it gets projected out around you into the situations in the physical plane. Well, the same thing happens in the higher dimensions. Whatever you think, it's going to manifest. So if you begin to think in your mind about extraterrestrials, about learning about them, about developing an understanding about yourself and how you relate to the universe, and you begin to start thinking about the bigger picture, these higher dimensional intelligences, they are very aware of your thoughts. They are very aware of your mind. They're very aware of your emotions. They're aware of everything that's going on in every universe and every planet and every single form of life, because they have that higher dimensional perspective. So if you look in the sky and you don't see anything, but you're still thinking thoughts about extraterrestrials and higher dimensions, and you're thinking about healing and openness and these, positive things that are on a higher frequency, you're actually being scanned and observed by these higher dimensions. But then once you focus your vision at a certain part of the sky and intend to see the crafts, that thought, that intention will radiate out, and then they will be able to tap into your vision, and then you'll start seeing the crafts. And I'm going to explain how the crafts look like and what you might see. So let's say you look at a certain part of the sky. You can do this anywhere. You can do it looking outside your window. You can do it in your backyard. You can do it with a couple of friends. You can do it in a forest, a field, anywhere. All it requires is that you look at a certain part of the sky. I like to look at the horizon because it's much easier to look during the daytime at the horizon when there's not so much glaring light from the sun. So you just look at the horizon and you start thinking the thoughts and that intention and that openness and even that love for being open and for receiving the vision of seeing the crafts. Love is very powerful in this situation. If you have that, even if you put your hand over your heart and look at the sky and just feel the love for yourself and for the universe, just that feeling of gratitude or compassion, that's a very powerful frequency, and they will be very, very interested in materializing and showing themselves. So what you will see will be plasma. You will see light. You will see small flickers of light, and you might start to see flashes of energy. You might see a quick movement of a line move through the sky, blink at you, and then zap out of this dimension. You will mostly see it around your periphery. So it won't always happen right directly where you're looking at. It will happen around you. And just look out for flashes of light and look around for movements of energy. It's like a really subtle plasma that you'll see, and they can look like twinkling stars, they can look like certain shapes, they can be morphing, they can come into the plasma state, they can shimmer for a little bit, and then they can zap out of the dimension. But what they will do in the beginning, before you've developed that type of technique further, they will just give you a couple of flashes of light to the periphery. You'll see like a little flicker, and it will happen very instantaneously. But the more that you just look at the part of the sky, you'll start seeing them more and more, and you'll start seeing perhaps a couple of civilizations tune into what you're doing. It won't just be one craft, it could be an entire fleet of ships that can be coming in. And that's what happens with me. Is my personal experience with this is that I've been able to do this since I was as early as maybe 2 or 3 years old. I would look in the sky and I'd start seeing them. And when I was younger, I was actually able to communicate with them on a subconscious level, even though I wasn't fully as aware as exactly what they were as I am now. But my entire life, I've been communicating with them in this way. I've had many experiences simply by looking in the sky and just thinking certain thoughts, and then I start seeing the lights, and then if I want to take it a step further, I can begin to start asking questions and telepathically communicating with them. But that type of telepathy develops when you begin to become more sensitive during the practice of meditation, feeling your pineal gland, and that itself is a practice and an art. So, to just continue, This technique can be done easily and any time of the day. You can do it, during the morning, during the sunset. You can even do it during the night. But the only issue is during the nighttime, if you want to see those type of flickers and plasmas, during the nighttime they will have to materialize a little bit more brighter, so your eyes will have to be adjusted very well to the night, and you'll have to keep your eyes in a sense of, like, you'll have to look a little bit longer, because in the nighttime they will have to materialize in front of the stars, and you have to have a very keen vision in a sense. But it can be done at any point of the day. So I've taught this to young people at the beach, little kids that were interested in me while I was drawing a crop circle in the sand. They walked past me, they asked me, "What is this?" And I started talking to them about crop circles, and I asked them, "Hey, do you guys believe in ETs and aliens?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course." And then I just point out to the sky, and then within a couple seconds, they just see all kinds of lights and energies. I've taught people who didn't even believe in it. I was like, they first doubted me, and then they look in the sky, and then they start seeing it, and they're like, "Oh my God, like, what is that thing? It's moving, it's flashing." Anyone, I've taught at least, just in the last couple months, I've indicated to people this technique, and at least 30 or 40 people have actually seen it every single time. And it happens very quickly and very instantaneously. So I hope you guys try this out and comment and tell me what you see. And just remember, it's about the openness of your mind and the frequency of your thoughts that's going to help you to manifest and see these crafts. So thank you guys for listening. I love you all, and I'll see you guys later.